And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. A first opportunity for the Steelers in the red zone. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15. Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. With the first touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful. And I guess that makes up for the earlier missed 2-point try here to get him to 14.
Yeah, that aggressiveness, it reminds me a lot of when basketball first adopted the 3-point shot. And people were starting to realize that 3 for 2 was really starting to work for them. In this case now, maybe the 2 for 1 is coming into play in the NFL.
And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game. And typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Pressure comes and the Steelers take him down.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. To throw on 2nd down is Smith. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The tight end, Julius Thomas, the intended target. And it's 3rd down.
If you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. No chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down. J.J. Watt in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool the defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Now they'll run it on the toss. Room past the 20. And he's going to get this all the way up to the 30-yard line. 23 yards on the pickup there and a 1st.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Mahomes now on 1st down, eluding the pressure right. Going right side here, and that's complete. Through an opening, and there he goes. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A big play there. 70 yards. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. And nothing too crazy there. A quick slant, and then he just had a seam. He found a seam.
And when you hit it on the run like that, and I mean the pass right to the receiver who's already in motion and moving, sometimes... he just takes it and runs away from everyone else.
And he ran it into the end zone. And the defense, they've got to adjust there quickly. That's tough on them.
That's really tough because everything was executed well. Ball was out of his hands quickly, into the hands of the receiver, and then he was gone.
This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Out comes the Redskin offense now as they get set to begin another possession. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half. Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either. They'll run with Thompson. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Good opening quarter for him. Remember, he had the sack earlier. Now a tackle for loss, another tackle for loss. He's really making it tough on the play call, though, isn't he? Because it's one thing to try and adjust when a guy is disrupting your running game. But when he's messing up your passing game as well, they may have to devote at least a second guy to him to try and keep him away from their plays. And this will be taken at the 13. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10. To throw, it's Mahomes. He's going to let this one go deep. This is caught inside the 15. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. Still first quarter, 2. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And his throw is incomplete. Partner, that type of a lead, and they're going to fake it from the 15 to try and pick up a 2-point play instead of kicking it through the posts. Come on, man. Put that in mothballs. Come on. Come on. Don't do that. Put that in mothballs? Yeah, preserve that for it. That's an ancient relic. Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster. And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back. They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play. Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. There are a good number of coaches at any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down. Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. And he took the contact as he was throwing it, and the ball drops incomplete. Well, it's looking like another 3-and-out here, and at some point, got to be able to put together a drive to keep your defense from having to go right back out on the field. I feel like things are starting to unravel a little bit, and we're not even at halftime. Now this is fielded in the end zone. A great return there, bobbing and weaving his way for 31 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. He's going to float this one deep right side. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect. Help me out, partner. Was that incomplete? That was on a deep ball to Dez. And that's a surprise. The way he attacks the football in the air, it's always surprising to me when he doesn't complete a pass like that. Mahomes again here on 2nd and 10. Throw left side complete. It's Bell. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. That one goes for 24 yards.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. They go play fake. Mahomes. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. Matt Ioannidis in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. On play action, it's Mahomes. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A gain of 32 that time.
Now that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
Steps away. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
That catch good for 8, but still, it's 3rd and goal now. He's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Patrick Mahomes with a record 4th Super Bowl touchdown tonight. And this Steelers offense is running away with this one. Now they went draw play there on 3rd down around the goal line. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And that's off the mark, incomplete. They've got this big lead. They said, forget 1, we want 2. Instead, they got 0.
Unbelievable. Attempt it from the 15-yard line. What are they thinking? I do know this. When you fake one in this situation with that type of lead, especially from the 15-yard line, oh, boy. I tell you what, meeting them again somewhere down the line, they'll remember this. Yeah, they'll think that they were trying to clown them a little bit.
Smith and the Redskins will come up now 1st and 10 at their own 21. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
The evolution of Clay Matthews as a player, it's just one that they're going to end up writing books about. He didn't even start until his senior year at USC. He didn't start in high school. And now he's at all-pro level in the NFL. How about the play he just made there?
Yeah, he has certainly made a name for himself. William Clay Matthews III.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Good contain, no gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down. So unable to get any yardage at all off of the screen there on 3rd down.
And ordinarily on 3rd down, that's when you want to bring pressure. You get all your guys who want to get after the quarterback. But how about the patience they showed? Read the play, snuffed it out, and made a nice stop.
A great return there of 22 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. They go play action. Now Mahomes. He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's caught inside the 20. And he's on. Long ways into Washington territory before hitting the turf.